Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kshitij, aka The Rustic Wanderer. If you have been following the international news media, specifically for India, you would be familiar with the ongoing farmer protest. In today's video, you're going to learn a lot more about why the farmers are protesting and what is the problem all about. Let's get started. Here is a short disclaimer before I begin. The aim of this video is to present the facts for what they are. I am not trying to present any political views or to decide what is right and what is wrong. Use this video only to educate yourself and decide for yourself what could be the potential solutions to fix this problem.
Agriculture is the primary source of livelihood for about 60% of the overall Indian population and dates back over 9,000 years. Despite the advancement in technology, farming still remains a manual and labor-intensive task as the farmers make little to no profit to be able to afford the farm machinery. But why are farmers so poor in India? This typically stems from the fact that the farmers barely have any bargaining power. They own very small portions of land and generate small amounts of produce. In the older days, the loan sharks used to take their produce for lower prices in exchange for offering them loans to buy the inputs such as seeds and fertilizers. Farmers buy the inputs at retail prices and sell the ready crop at wholesale, thereby diminishing their margins. But this is not by choice, it was just how the system worked. To stop this exploitation of the farmers by the loan sharks and to get them the apt price for their produce, the government introduced the Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee, also known as the APMC or Mandi, where the farmers can only sell the produce directly to licensed traders who set the price according to daily market rates. This helped to regulate the prices of the produce, but again, the farmer was not able to negotiate as every trader started colluding with other traders and quoted the exact same price to the farmers. Thus, the farmer really never get the chance to negotiate and get the true worth for their produce. But it doesn't stop there. The spatial concentration of such mandis is very sparse and is not standardized across the country. In other words, sometimes the mandis are spread so far away from the farmer that a small farmer cannot even afford the transportation cost. Left with no choice, farmers started selling produce to unlicensed local traders at whatever prices they get quoted for. As a result, farmers are very poor and the majority of the farmers want to quit and move to cities to look for better paying jobs. In order to fix the problems with the broken APMC or the Mandi system, the Government of India recently introduced a reform popularly known as the Farm Bills. These bills are a collection of 3 bills, each focusing as a different aspect of the farming ecosystem. The first bill is for guaranteeing an assured price to the farmer. This bill is called the Farmer Empowerment and Protection Agreement. The second bill is an amendment in an already existing Essential Commodities Act. And the third bill is called the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill for promotion and facilitation of farming activities. Now, if these bills were meant to bring in reforms into an already broken system, one might wonder, why are the farmers still protesting? So let's try to break down and do a deep dive into each of these bills to try and understand why the farmers see this as creating more of a problem and less of a solution to an already existing problem. So the first bill is supposed to empower and protect the interest of the farmers by guaranteeing them an assured price. Now, one would imagine that given a fixed price, irrespective of the market conditions or the environmental conditions, would secure the interest of the farmers. But here is the catch. If the prices go down below the contract price, the farmers are guaranteed the price that was mentioned in the contract at the beginning of time. However, if the prices in the market go above the contract price, the farmers still get the price that was mentioned in the contract, thereby losing the potential profit they could have made otherwise. The next bill is essentially an amendment to an existing act called the Essential Commodities Act. Through this amendment, the government rectified or in fact removed the storage limit on some of the crops such as cereals, pulses, oil seeds, edible oils, onions, and potatoes. Now, the problem with such an amendment is that farmers believe that people are now going to be encouraged for hoarding and black marketing. What this means is that the traders are going to store the crops when the supply is good and only release the crops when there is a high demand to make a hefty profit out of that. The last bill, titled Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill, was meant for promotion and facilitation of farming activities. What this essentially means was the government was trying to promote one country, one market initiative. In this case, a farmer, irrespective of the state in which they grow the crop, can go to any state across the country and sell their produce. But here is the catch. Any sales made outside the APMC or the mandis would not incur tax which had to be paid otherwise if the sale was being made through the mandi. This tax was a revenue for the state government. This system would encourage sales to happen outside the mandi system, gradually rendering the mandi system as redundant. In the mandis, the farmers were guaranteed a minimum support price or the MSP, and there is no provision of MSP in sales made outside the mandi system.
So guys, this was it about the farm bills and why the farmers are protesting across the country. I hope you find this video informative and are up to date with perhaps one of the biggest protests across the country. Comment down below to let me know your thoughts on this topic. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel to show your support. Keep loving, keep supporting. This is Rustic Wanderer signing off.